There is a beach in the Pacific Ocean, and on its sands are not just normal sand that you would expect, but there's a section of the beach that, for some reason, for the tides and everything and the currents of the ocean, has glass. And you would expect, as I say that the sand would be cutting your feet or be really sharp. But actually, over the years, as the waves have hit that glass, it's washed it down, worn it down, and it's produced little pebbles of sand that are not sharp, but are just like any kind of normal pebble, any kind of normal sand. And I share that because, and what we're getting ready to read in Romans 12, and the thought for today is that it is a challenge for us to be not conformed to the world, but to be transformed. And every time that I read Romans 12 and think of that idea of being conformed to the world, I think of that glass, or you can think of a rock that as the years go by and weather hits it and hits it and hits it, the sharp edges of the glass, the sharp edges of a rock are worn down and rounded off. And so eventually that rock loses its shape and it is conformed to the environment that it's in. And so we have a choice as believers that we can either be transformed because we're actively keeping our eyes set on Jesus, or we can be conformed because we're too focused on the things around us. And we're allowing our environment to shape us instead of allowing Christ to shape us. So let me read Romans 12, 1 to 2. It says, "Therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." And so a lot of times we can come in and we think of Romans 12:2 and we're saying, man, what is God's will for me in my life? What does he want me to do in this situation, or as I go down this path, or as I am facing this situation at work, or I'm in this relationship with friends? How do I handle this? And Paul gives us part of the answer, which is that as we are transformed by God, as we're spending time with him, then we are going to be transformed and we're able to, look at verse 2, then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is. The more and more that we know God, the more and more we offer ourselves as a living sacrifice, as this continual worship of God, that we offer ourselves to him, then we're going to know more and more what he wants. And so it's the idea that he's giving is that as you spend more and more time with a friend or with your spouse, you begin to know what they want and what they're thinking the longer you've known them. It doesn't take much if Victoria and I are in a situation for me to know what she's thinking or feeling in that situation because we've been together for 15 years. And so for us, the more and more time we spend with God, then the easier and easier it gets for us to know what his will is. And that's only possible as we are transformed and not conformed to the world, which means that we're spending time and we're focusing in on Jesus every waking moment, every time we can. In the car, as we have 1 or 2 seconds here, our soul comes back to rest in the Lord. And so what I'm hoping that you're seeing is that prayer is much more than just us taking 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Prayer is those things, but it's also much more. We can spend time with the Lord throughout the day in so many different ways. And I hope that that's something that you've been starting to pick up on as we have discussed prayer and spent time in prayer for the past 16 days. And so let me pray for you, and I'll let you go. God, you are awesome and amazing in every single thing you do. Lord, you care for us in so many different ways. You are glorious in everything that you do. Your glory fills the earth. It fills our bones. And God, as we talk about being transformed by our relationship with you and not conformed to the world around us, God, I pray that you would help us to be transformed by you, that we would keep our minds set on you, our hearts set on you, and that as we do that, as we worship you, you transform us and we do not become conformed to our environment, to the things around us. And God, that we would become a people that know you and know your will. And so, Lord, I pray for everyone in the sound of my voice, that you would help them, guide them, and direct them in all that they're doing, that they would know you and know your will, because they have a relationship with you. And I ask these things in your name. Amen.